Welcome to Cross the Line Sports. My name is Carlos Smith, and I have another special guest with me here today at SWAC Media Day. I have the head coach of Bethune Cookman, Coach Raymond Woodie. Coach, how you doing?
Outstanding.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for taking the time to sit with us. Being here amongst all the universities and the coaches, and being a part of the second fraternity, how does it feel to be here amongst your peers today?
Well, I mean, this is a great conference. The SWAC. I mean, I always kind of look from it afar. Being a graduate of Bethune Cookman College and having an opportunity to graduate and leave and go and coach at various Power 5 and Group of 5, and then to come back to my alma mater and be a part of this fraternity, man, it's awesome and it's a blessing.
Absolutely. This is moving into your second season as the head coach, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
How eager are you to get things, turned around?
Very eager, very eager. Having an opportunity to go back and watch every film, every aspect, offense, defense, and special teams, where, the games that we lost, it's a total of 38 points, and a lot of it is about inches. It's about technique, fundamentals, attention to detail, coordination of the play. So we got to do better at those aspects, and you do better at those aspects, the end of the play is going to be positive.
I saw and you guys finished second in certain categories and defensively.
Yes.
You finished very high in the conference. Did you expect to finish so high and that quick of a turnaround?
You know what? Our players, they play hard. I mean, and that's not a contributor to just the head coach, but the overall coaching staff. Our guys are not big in stature, but they fight to the end. We just got to do a better job of giving up the explosive plays, whether it's 15 yards run or 25-yard passes. We had too many of those, and we got to get off the field on third down.
Saying that this is your alma mater, and then being able to be a head coach, is it more fulfilling knowing that you would love to be a head coach at any university? It's an honor and a privilege. But does it mean that much more knowing that you were able to come back and be the head coach of the school that you once played for?
Well, that was my goal. I mean, honestly, when I finish playing at the next level, if I get an opportunity, which I got drafted second round in Canadian Football League, and then an injury hampered me, and just to be in a position to come back, my first head job at my alma mater, that was one of my goals and my dream came true.
Do you, knowing that you guys, you did very well, going into your first season, and not many maybe not having high expectations for you guys. Do you like going into the season as a somewhat of like the quote unquote underdog?
I love it. I've been an underdog all my life. I mean, no one has given me anything, and I tell the guys all the time, in order to get something, you got to do something. Everybody now want to get things, and they don't want to work for it. And everything that we accomplished so far, we've worked hard for it, and those players deserve it. And like I said, if they keep working, they keep doing the little things right, we're going to surprise some people.
Absolutely. You've had the opportunity to coach at Power 5 schools. Do you see similarities in the games between these guys? I know they may have a little bit more depth maybe, but do you see some similarities in between the two styles of play?
Well, I mean, when you play in a conference like this, obviously the transfer portal is big. But like you said, it's more. I mean, you play our coach at the Power 5 level, they're going to have 3 deep. And those 3 deeps can start anywhere in the country. I mean, I can't compare the whole, but in certain positions, like the skill positions, some of these guys that play the skill position at the SWAC level could go in and compete for a 2 deep position at the Group of 5 or Power 5. I believe that.
Absolutely. The culture. Talk about the culture. I've asked the coaches here when they here at the conference, the type of culture that you try to establish as a head coach once you first got to the university and like make your imprint on the team. Like, what type of culture were you trying to establish?
Well, a do-right culture, and that's the winning culture. I tell the guys it's 2 words. It's do right and then prove it. And right now, what this program has done, I mean, when we first got there, the whole completed staff, GPA was a 2.5 as a team, and in 3 semesters since we've been there, it's a 3.2 cumulative out of 102 players. So the culture is changing. I mean, the guys are expecting to win in the classroom, on the field, and off the field. And that's the type of culture that we want. If you want to come to BCU and you love the culture, then you'll be at BC. If you don't, then you won't. And that's how we're running it. We're not going to chase guys. We're not going to beg them. We're going to – standard is the standard, and we're going to make sure accountability is there. And that was the big thing, coming in, setting a standard, making sure we hold everyone accountable, and that's why we're having success in the classroom, on the field, and off the field.
Absolutely. Coach, going back to your playing days, when you first were set to attend Bethune Cookman, did you know a lot about HBCUs before you first attended Bethune Cookman?
Yeah, I mean, in the Manatee County, Manatee, Sarasota area, the Tampa Bay area, all of that is connected. I had some relatives and some friends that went to HBCU. I mean, and then obviously my youngest sister, she graduated from that other school with her doctorate degree in pharmacy. But to answer your question, I was the first person in Manatee County that Larry Little, All-Pro Bowl Hall of Famer, recruited, to BCU when he was the head coach there, So that was a big deal. I had other schools recruiting me, offering me, and I wanted to be in a situation where my parents could come and watch the majority of my games.
Absolutely. It's an absolute honor and a privilege. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, your son is here playing as well, am I correct?
Yes, he decided on Christmas. I mean, he went in the portal. I mean, he graduated from Cal Berkeley. They were #1 public school in the country at the time, and he went in the portal, and he had visits set up to Indiana. He had visits set up to Syracuse, and he told my dad, which is senior, and I'm the junior, he's the third, on Christmas he was committing, and I was like, son, you got to let the head coach know. I'm not assistant no more. So the Twitter feeds, everybody was blowing my phone up, and he surprised me to play his last season for his dad.
Was that like a full circle moment, knowing that you're the head coach now, you play here, you're the head coach, and now your son is coming to come play for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was unexpected. He wants to leave a legacy as well as his dad did, and hopefully, he'll help us win more games than we won last season.
Coach, I want to ask you, just thinking about, having your son come play here for you, and when you see the things, I want to tie this into what we're talking about as far as when you see things like a LeBron James and having his son, Bronny, position his son to come play with him, what do you think about those things as far as being in those positions as a father, to position yourself to set your son up for success? Of course, that what he has going on is facing some backlash, but when you're in those type of positions, how should we embrace those type of things when we have a position where we can set up our children for success?
Well, he's a man that understands what it takes to be successful. He's been around it all his life. I mean, that was his decision. It wasn't coach's decision. I didn't recruit him. The coaches recruited him, and I told him, hey, if that's what he wants to do, then he does that, and he did it. And when you get in those type of opportunities, it's a blessing. It wasn't designed. And like I said again, I mean, he came out. He started games at Cal, he started games at Florida State, and it was just a blessing. And obviously, God doesn't make any mistakes, and now he's home, and it's a bonus, And then when you get in those type of situations, it's not a perfect situation. I'm gonna be as hard on him than anybody on that football team, because he knows the standard is the standard.
Absolutely. And we were having I was having these conversations with my friends, and it was like, we agree on it, but I felt like they thought we would kind of like give a pushback. But it's like, of course, if you're in that type of position, why not, help your child succeed, because you want to see the best for him. But at the same time, yes, you still have to go out there and earn it. Nothing is guaranteed regardless.
Exactly, and he knows that. He would tell you that, and the players would tell you, most importantly. And then it starts with the coaches. They know I'm not giving no one anything. I mean, if you want something, you got to do something.
Absolutely.
You know.
My final two questions: when you're looking to recruit young men to come play at Bethune Cookman, what are you looking for, and then what are you selling them to, to come play it?
Student athlete, and you're going to get an opportunity to play if you want to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, my most highlight moment was 1994 when I was awarded the Burger King Scholar Athlete, the first one in the school history that donated $25,000 in my name. Mm-hmm. Not getting drafted over in the Canadian Football League because the definition is student athlete. When you shine in the classroom, everything else is going to work itself out. And that's what I see this football team. And it started to do in 3 semesters, a 3.2 as a cumulative team. Some people say, man, that's good, but no, that's really good. You know, when you have 102 players on an average of 3.2, and that's what we want to model this program. You know, we're a student athlete. We build student athletes at BCU.
Absolutely. My last and final question. Coach, for those young men preparing in high school, preparing for that final season, or even their junior year, they're looking to play at the collegiate level. What advice would you have for those young men that want to strive to be in this position?
Well, I would tell them that do it right in the classroom, on the field, and you got to be really consistent in at what you do, and you have to dominate. People don't realize, I mean, when you get to college, it's going to be a lot of you. So whatever position you're playing, you got to dominate. You got to show up and show out every situation you get in. And then, in this situation, people don't realize when you come to, the SWAC or HBCU, I know especially at Bethune Cookman College University, you're going to get merit for your GPA. So now it's, you don't necessarily have to get a full scholarship. Your full scholarship should be being the best student you can be, because guess what? You can get money for being a good scholar, and then you can get money for being a good player on the field. So you package these type of deals, and that's what I'm learning, because coming from the group of 5, the Power 5, it's full scholarship or not. It's no partial.
It's a tough transition.
Yeah.
Coach, I want to thank you again for your time. Good luck on the season going forward, and we definitely look forward to seeing you guys.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Contact the professionals over at Marcus Mounts for all your TV mounting and assembly needs. The Upstate's #1 mounting company with over 4,000 TVs installed. Clean, precise, and affordable. The Marcus Mounts TV Mounting Company. Contact us today for an online or over the phone quote.